There are places on Earth where science ends and faith begins. A German geologist, Lucas Weber, was sent to investigate a mysterious volcanic crater in Iceland, a place the locals feared, a place where strange glowing cracks spread beneath the earth like veins of light. Every scientist who attempted research there fell sick. Instruments malfunctioned. Drones died midair. But Lucas didn't believe in the unseen. He believed only in rocks, in measurements, in what could be touched and proved. Until the crater spoke. He heard verses he did not understand, echoing through the chamber walls, stabilizing earthquakes that should have destroyed everything. And on the deepest rock layer ever recorded, he found the impossible, Quranic inscriptions, a place untouched for millions of years. Words of a book revealed only 1,400 years ago. This is the true inspired story of how a volcano shook a scientist into Islam. Stay with us. The volcano that spoke Quran. A German scientist converts to Islam. Lucas Weber never believed in destiny. He believed in science, in equations, in fault lines, in the predictable behavior of the earth. But everything started to change on that fog-covered morning in Reykjavik, Iceland, when he stepped off the helicopter and saw the world crack open beneath him. The air burned with sulfur. The ground trembled softly, as if whispering a warning. He looked down into the massive volcanic crater, a blackened mouth of the earth, breathing out steam and glowing with faint red light. The locals called it the fire that remembers. The Icelandic name was far more complicated, but the warning was clear. Humans were not meant to disturb this place. And yet here he was, a German scientist, a man who once laughed at religious belief, who used to mock his parents for attending church, who believed life was accidental and death was final. There was no God in his dictionary, just geology. He adjusted his helmet, checking the seismic sensors strapped to his vest. Behind him, a team of Icelandic researchers monitored drones that hovered over the crater. But one by one, they dropped. Their feeds cut out. The screens died. Electrical disruption. Impossible. Another failure, a technician groaned. Lucas frowned. It's volcanic discharge. Magnetism, perhaps pockets of charged minerals. We will adjust. But even he didn't believe his own words. A government official stepped near him. Dr. Weber, several teams have tried studying this crater. They all quit. Some were hospitalized. Lucas smirked. Superstitions. I deal with facts. I'll go down myself. The official paled. No one has stepped there in years. That's why I must, Lucas replied. He clipped into the rope and began his descent. The walls pulsed with heat, shimmering like molten glass. Sweat poured down his face. Every step deeper felt heavier, as if gravity itself resisted him. Halfway down, his radio crackled. Dr. Weber, your vitals are spiking. The signal died. Silence swallowed him. When his boots finally hit the crater floor, he felt like he had entered another dimension. The air was strangely calm. The temperature dropped, suddenly comfortable. He looked around. The rocks glowed faintly with bluish veins, like light trapped inside stone. He knelt, placing a hand on one. It pulsed like a heartbeat. His scientific mind raced. Light-emitting minerals? Unknown bioluminescent crystals? A new geological discovery? He picked up a small rock and froze, because there, etched perfectly on its surface, without any tool marks, were Arabic letters. But not just any words. Words he had seen in documentaries. Words he had heard spoken by Muslims in airports. Bismillahir-Rahmanir-Rahim. He stared, throat dry. What is this? The rock suddenly heated in his palm. Not to burn, but as if responding to being recognized. He dropped it, heart pounding. Then the ground shook. Not violently, but rhythmically. Like footsteps. Like a pulse. He turned slowly. The walls of the cave were decorated. No, engraved in lines. Flowing curves. Perfect symmetry. Verses. Arabic verses. He whispered them aloud, awkwardly, trying to sound them out. Allahu Noras Samawati wal Ard. He didn't know the meaning. But the cave did. A surge of wind rushed through, swirling dust upward like a column of light. The glowing veins brightened, alive. His helmet light flickered, then died. He stood in pure darkness. Yet he could see, faintly, because the words glowed now. He stumbled backward, heart racing. "This is some kind of trick," he whispered. But who would carve Quranic Arabic dozens of meters below untouched volcanic rock? Who could? He touched the inscription. A shock raced through him, not painful, but overwhelmingly calming. Every fear evaporated. A warmth spread through his chest. His breath evened. Then he heard it, a voice. Not from outside, from inside the stone. A recitation. Clear, beautiful, echoing. Alam Nashra Laka Sadrak, he shook, eyes wide. This can't be real. But another tremor shook the cave, a deep groan from the earth. Lucas grabbed the nearest rope. "I need to get out," the rope snapped. He fell, deeper into darkness. He screamed, expecting death, but instead he landed on soft sand. His flashlight flickered back to life on the floor beside him. He grabbed it and looked around. What he saw did not belong inside Earth. A massive cavern, walls shaped like gates, and in the exact center, a pillar of stone with inscriptions glowing like stars. But one detail struck him hardest. The stone column was split in the middle, perfectly, as if once united then divided. A symbol he had seen before. A documentary once mentioned a miracle, the splitting of the moon. He had laughed then, called it folklore. Now, the evidence stood right in front of him. His heart thumped painfully. No, this was wrong. This challenged every belief he built his life upon. He stumbled forward, touching the split stone. The moment his fingers made contact, images blasted into his mind. A man with a radiant face. A desert night. The moon cleaving in two as crowds gasped. The man raising his hands, tears in his eyes. Lucas fell to his knees, shaking. He tried to deny it, tried to scream that this was hallucination, but something inside him cracked open. Something that had been locked since childhood. "What is happening to me?" He lifted his shaking hand again, touching the glowing script. This time calmer. A verse entered his mind. "We will show them our signs in the horizons and within themselves." Surah Fussilat, 41:53. He whispered, voice breaking. "What if I'm wrong? What if there is a creator?" The earth roared. An earthquake. Real this time. Far stronger. The column shook violently and rocks rained from above. Lucas scrambled to his feet. A new crack opened, revealing a narrow tunnel glowing with the same bluish veins. With no choice, he ran through it. Heat surged. Steam burst from cracks. He coughed violently. He stumbled and fell, and the tunnel collapsed behind him, sealing the way back. Heart racing, he turned and realized he was no longer in darkness. He was outside, on the surface, far from the crater entry point, surrounded by untouched snow. His GPS beeped wildly, showing coordinates miles away from the crater. Teleportation? Impossible. Yet here he stood. The rescue team spotted him running and rushed with stretchers. "Dr. Weber, how did you?" "The crater didn't erupt. You vanished." He couldn't speak, because what he saw, what he heard, what he felt, none of it could be explained by science. Not by any theory he ever studied. Not even close. Days passed. Hospitals. Tests. News coverage. Reporters calling him the man who survived Earth's heart. He ignored them all. A Muslim nurse from Turkey adjusted his fore. Her hijab was sky blue. She smiled warmly. "You're lucky to be alive." He hesitated, then finally asked, "What does this mean?" He pointed weakly to a written note he had copied from memory, the Arabic words from the crater. Her eyes softened. "This," she began reciting softly. "Allahu Norus Samawati wal Ard. Allah is the light of the heavens and the earth." His heart clenched. Light, those glowing veins, those shining inscriptions. He swallowed. "What book is this verse from?" She smiled. "The Quran." That word hit him harder than the fall ever did. He leaned back, tears stinging his eyes. "Why do I feel peace when I hear it?" he whispered. She replied gently, "Because your heart recognizes its creator." He was released weeks later, but he wasn't the same. His nights were sleepless. The crater haunted him. The voice of Quran recitation soothed him. Against all logic, he craved to hear more. One evening, he found a mosque in Berlin and stood outside in the cold, hands trembling. People walked inside after Isha call to prayer. Some noticed him. A kind-eyed, elderly imam approached. "You seem lost, my son." Lucas broke down. "I saw something that shouldn't exist. Verses on rocks older than humanity. A place protected by forces we can't explain. And a voice reciting Quran. I'm a scientist. I don't believe in God. But now, I don't know what I believe." The imam nodded gently. Even the Prophet Muhammad said, "Reflect on the signs of Allah. The universe is full of them." Is Islam? Lucas choked on the question. Is Islam true? The imam smiled. Yes, but you already knew that the moment your heart softened. Lucas inhaled sharply, remembering the warmth on his chest deep inside the earth. The imam placed a hand on his shoulder. "Would you like to recite the Shahada?" Lucas looked up, tears streaming. I already believe." He repeated the words, voice shaking. "Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah. Wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah." The mosque filled with takbir. Men embraced him. Lucas was no longer alone. Months later, he returned to Iceland with permission, but the crater entrance had collapsed. Nature sealed it forever. Some scientists called it a natural shift. Lucas knew better. It was a mercy. That place was not meant for science to dissect. It was meant to guide one heart. His heart. He stood before the snow-covered mountain, whispering a prayer he learned. "Guide me always, O Allah, as you guided me here." The wind blew softly, and for a moment, he could swear he heard the Quran again. Not from the earth, from inside his soul. La ilaha illallah. There is no God but Allah. And now, Lucas Weber knew. My dear brothers and sisters, this world is full of signs. Signs that lead the heart back to Allah. If this story touched you, even a little, then don't scroll away. Hit subscribe to Deen in Minute. Share this with at least one person. And let this be your Sadaqah Yariyah. Maybe your share will be the sign that guides someone home to Islam. May Allah reward you with the highest place in Jannah. Ameen.